Very good day, students. Today we'll learn the chapter 2 of unit 2, that is features of Python. It is a very long part, so we'll do the partitions. I will teach you some part of your chapter 2. See, Python character set. What do you mean by Python character set? It is a set of valid character that Python can recognize. That Python can do what? Recognize a character represent like letters, digits, or any symbols. Python support Unicode. Unicode means what? Encoding, like it could be in a letter form, digits form, or special symbols form. Okay, following are the Python character set. What are the Python character set? First one is your letter, like A to Z, and small a to Z are the letters. Next one is your digits from 0 to 9. Then there are special symbols like space, plus, minus, and all the symbols which are being represented over here. Next is white space. White space could be categorized as what? Blank space, enter, or tab. These are also the characters. Next is your other character. Other character means what? Python can process all ASCII and Unicode as part of data or literals. Now you will say that, ma'am, what is ASCII and Unicode? Like ASCII stands for American Standard Code for Information Interchange. It uses the 8 bits encoding. There is some various difference between the ASCII and Universal Unicode. Okay, ASCII is what? American Standard Code for Information Interchange, and Unicode is what? Here, Universal character encoding. Okay, there is some basic difference between these two. The first difference is what? Like ASCII used to it uses the 8-bit encoding, and it represents 128 character, which is being included for A to Z, small a to Z, numbers and spaces, special symbols, including all these digits. But in Unicode, including the ASCII codes, as well as in Unicode, we can include the other languages as well, like your Hindi languages and other languages as well in Unicode. Okay, so its size is what? 2 raised to 21 size, but in ASCII the size is what? 128 character it could store. Okay, this is the basic difference between the ASCII and Unicode, and it is also a part of data or literal. Okay, next. See, tokens. What do you mean by tokens now? So in a passage of text, individual words and punctuations mark are called what? Tokens. In a passage of text, individual words and punctuation, whatever the text we are writing, individual words we are writing, or punctuation we are giving, are known as what? Here, tokens or lexical units or lexical elements. Tokens can be known as what? Lexical units or lexical elements. The small, or we can give these small definition for tokens. The smallest individual unit in a program is called what? Your tokens. Python has the following tokens. We'll learn one by one. In this topic, we'll not cover full tokens, but some tokens will complete. First one is your keywords. Next is literal's name. Next one is identifiers. Identifier can be termed as what? Your name. We are giving some name to the particular thing, isn't it? No, that is known as what? Your identifier. Next is your literals, operators, and your punctuator. Keywords. First, keyword are the reserved word. What are keyword? Keywords are the reserved word and have some special meaning for Python interpreter. Every keyword is assigned specific word and it can be used only for that purpose. Like there are some partial list of keywords in Python, not all, but some list I have given, like and is there, while, or, if. One by one we'll go through. Okay, just remember this, all are what? Your keywords. Okay, and these keywords could not be used as what? Your identifiers. Okay, next. Identifier. Identifier are the names given to different parts of the program, like variables, objects, class, function. To define this all things, we give some name. Okay, that is known as what? Your identifier. There are forming rules of Python are: it is an arbitrarily long sequence of letters and digits. The first character must be letter or underscore. Uh, the first character could not be the number. Okay, you should remember, it could be the letter, or you can give it as what? Underscore, not the dash button. Underscore button you have to give. Next is your upper and lower case are different, like capital A you are writing to define one character and small a you are writing for defining one character. These two things are what different. Next is the digits 0 to 9 are allowed except for first character. You can use it in to define the identifier, but you could not use the identifier as the first letter as what your number. It must not be a keyword, as I have said earlier slide, that you could not use the keyword as what your identifier, like if, and, or. This all could not be used as what identifier, though, because these are the standard keywords. Next is your no special characters are allowed other than underscore is allowed. Means you could not give the full stop, you could not give the dash, you could not give the slash symbol. Only and only underscore is allowed in what? In your identifier, to give the name of any type of object, class or function. Everything you will be learned, just remember this thing. These are the rules which should be known to you before starting the coding. Next, space is not allowed. Okay, you could not give the space, but you can give the underscore to identify the names. Okay, see some of the following valid identifier, like see grade pay. I haven't given the space between that, but first character is what? My capital, and the pay P is capital. If I write in the same code G as small and P as small, all the letters are small, then what happens? These two things are what? Or capital, then these two things are what? Different. Okay, so see, if I want to give some space between these two, then what I will do? I will add the underscore. Okay, not the dash symbol. Dash symbol is what? Not allowed. Only underscore is what? Allowed. Okay, so this to be remembered. Next, the first letter could not be what? Blank. Means first letter you could not give the white space or space. You can give what? Underscore you can give, not dash. Dash is not allowed. Next is your James 007. In the first letter you could not give what? The number. In the last you can give, or in the between you can give, but the first letter could not be the number. You have to start with the underscore or the letters. Now there are some of the following invalid identifiers, like see grade pay, in between the dash is there. Dash is not allowed, underscore is allowed. If is not allowed because if is what? Your keyword. Next, roll number dot is not allowed because not special symbols are not allowed except the underscore. Next is your here, see this is also not allowed because this is also what? Your special symbol. Okay, next, literals and values. Literals are the data items. What is literal? Literals are the data item that have a fixed value. Now Python supports several kinds of literal: string literal, numeric literals, boolean literals, special literals, and literal collections. Okay, these are the various literals are being used in what? Literals. Okay, today we will learn till string literals, and rest we will deal in the next part. Okay, so say string literal. It is a collection of characters enclosed in a double or single quotes. I think you have deal with strings in the last class. I made you to run the program through what strings, isn't it? Some of the examples of string literal like Python, Mogambo. If the number are also being used but in the quotes, then this also being categorized what? Your string. If the number are being not enclosed in what? Your quotes, then it will be categorized as what? Numeric literals. This thing should be remembered. Next is hello, how are you? Special symbol also can be used if it is being used in quotes, and if you don't use this in quotes, then it will have some other meaning. Okay, next, see in Python both single character or multiple character enclosed in quotes, such as this I have said in the last class also, like if you use in a double quote or single quote, you can use in a string. Okay, both the functions are being used, but one single quote and one double quote is wrong. You have to use both the single quotes or both the double quotes. Okay, then only it could be able to run your program. Non-graphic escape character. What do you mean by escape character? They are the special characters which cannot be typed directly from the keyboard, like backspace, tabs, enter, etc. If you want to give writing what your you should have the backspace, or you need to give the tab. Okay, or you need to give the enter. Okay, in the code. Okay, while running the program, you should have in a systematic order. No, to give those special characters or special spaces between them, you have some escape characters for that. So for that we use what? We begin with backslash character. Okay, let's see what are the escape characters. With backslash means double backslash, what does it do? Backslash then single quote, then it will happen what? Single quotes will be displayed. Next, double quotes, so just backslash and then one double quote, then it will display what? Double quote. Backslash a, then ASCII bell. Next, backslash b, backspace. Next, backslash n, new line will be displayed in new line. Means whatever you are writing, like I am writing DPS, then Jagdalpur, then I am adding what? Slash n, then I am adding under the ages of DPS Society New Delhi. Then what happens now? That under the ages of DPS Society will be displayed in down. Next is backslash R, carriage written. Backslash T, horizontal tab. Hexadecimal value, backslash V hexadecimal value, that is 32-bit it will show. Backslash V vertical tab will be shown. Backslash O octal value will be shown. Octal value means in a 8 characters it will show. Okay, so these are the escape character. You should know, you should remember these things, that how to work on this all things. You can do the practicals also using this. You can get more idea how to use this all characters. Okay. Next is string type in Python. Single line character strings. The string we create using single or double quotes are normally single line string. That is, they must terminate in one line. In one line string means what? Single line strings. Like name is equals to, only single quotes I have put it here. So what will happen? It will give me the error. As I have said, that we should complete it by the double quotes or the single quotes. Okay, next, the reason is quite clear. Python by default creates single line string with both single quotes and it must terminate in the same line of quotes. Okay, next is your string type in Python, multi-line store. Sometimes we need to store some text across multiple lines. If I want to give multiple lines, like see, name one single quotes 1/6 Mall Road, then space, then Kanpur, then what happens? See, it displays in one line. By adding a backslash at the end of normal single or double quote string, for example this, what happens? It is in two line, but if I add the backspace, what happens? It comes in one line itself. Okay, multi-line string. See, these are the multi-line string. What happens now? I have given three quotes. Okay, so three quotes, three double quotes. So what happens? It will display in a three line. It means first one is this one, then second line will be displayed in New Delhi, then third line will be displayed in India. While practicing, you can understand that how it will work. Even alternatively, you can give the quotes or you can give the backslash also, backslash n. While doing backslash n, it will, New Delhi will be displayed in new line, then India will be displayed in new line as it is. Okay, so there are two types to display in multi-line, through the quotes, or second one is through slash n. Okay. Size of string. Python determines the size of string as the count of characters in the string. Like for example, size of string XYZ is what? 3. Welcome is what? 7. You can count. W is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But if your string literal has an escape sequence contained in it, then make sure to count the escape sequence as one character. Like if you have used the escape sequence, then you should calculate its what? One character. Okay, like see, backspace, one backspace, then one character will be displayed. Next, ABC is 3, slash AB will be categorized as what? 2. Next, Mira slash S toy, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here toy is 6, 7, 8. Okay, then slash 9, 10, and what 11. So 11 characters. Next, wikis. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Special characters 1, 6. And then 7 characters is there. So you can check this size using len function of Python. How you can check the size? Len function, you should remember, like len, then ABC, it will display the size of the character which you are typing. This is the code. You should remember this thing. Okay, next, size of string. For multi-line string created with multiple quotes, while calculating size, okay, like I am storing in address my string. Okay, this is my string. Okay, so if I want to find out the length of the this whatever I am writing here, and storing it in what? In my identifier, that is what? Address. Address is what? The name where I am storing my data. Okay, the Civil Lines Kanpur is my data, where this data is being stored in identifier named what? Address. So if I want to get the character of this, then I won't write here Civil Lines Kanpur, because Civil Line Kanpur could be written, but if I want to write number of lines, then how could I get? So number of lines could be stored in the identifier, and that identifier could be run. Okay, so I am running here length of address. Okay, see, like data is equals to AB/BC. Data is what? My identifier, where I am storing my string, and I will run that particular identifier using the function what? Length, so that I could get the size of my string. Okay, so this is all about our string literal. We'll continue in the next class with other literals as well, and our tokens, other tokens are also left with. So under the token we have deal with this string part. Okay, under the token we have learned the literals, and under literal we are dealing with the string literal. Okay, thank you.